Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're gonna do a really interesting video, and what I like to call it, and I have played with so many ideas, but I think that this is the best idea for this video, is I'm gonna call it Ushna's Drugstore Grammys, and that's because I have rounded up like all of my drugstore favorites. Kind of like I just had so many, and then I was like, okay, it's not really fair for me to like recommend one or two, because a lot of people ask me like, hey, what's your favorite drugstore blush, or what's your favorite, and I have so many, but I feel like it's only fair, like I'm like, what's the one that I really reach for the most? And so the nominees for a lot of these different categories are down to like, you know, my 5 favorites or my 3 favorites, and then what my, like, you know, the Grammy goes to, the number one, the favorite, the one I always grab, or like, you know, it fits every category of what I'm looking for in that particular makeup. You know, I wanted to do something that was a little bit more lighter and fun, especially with everything kind of going on in the world right now. I think everybody is impacted. It's a really difficult time. You know, some people have loved ones that are suffering, and this is just a really nice time while we're all at home to maybe declutter. You know, you are at home, it's nice to kind of like glam up just a little bit. I think it, like, you know, helps everybody's mood, helps everybody feel better. So that's why I thought that this would be a really nice video to kind of lighten the mood for everybody. So let's get started with Ushna's Drugstore Grammys. So I have 3 different primers that are like my absolute favorites at the moment. So this is the Revlon Rose Glow Hydrating and Illuminating Primer. It looks like this. You can see how much I've already used. And the second one is the PIXI Glotion Day Dew. I have this in another video that I've used. This is actually my second tube of it. And then the last one is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty primer. So they're all really different. I kind of want to talk about all 3. This one has been recommended by so many people. I've seen other Instagrammers, I've seen YouTubers use it. I really like this one. You know, when you kind of put it on, it has like these like really nice like illuminating, you can kind of see it like right there, but you kind of put it in and it kind of melts right into your skin when I put it on my face, and it's just so nice and illuminating. It's really nice under my makeup. The second one I'm going to talk about is this PIXI Skin Treats Glotion Day Dew. The reason why I love this one, I want to say, is because it's a lot like the Banana Bright Face Primer by Ole Henriksen. This is probably like the 2nd or 3rd tube of this. I use this multiple times a week. This one is like the best dupe of it. And I kind of want to show you, like, this is the Ole Henriksen. You know, it kind of comes out into like a pump. You know, it's really nice. It's very illuminating. You can kind of see how it is on my hands, so you could just imagine what it's like on my face. Sometimes, like, this is all I wear over my moisturizer, and then I'll put the Glotion one right below it. And the color is different. Like, it is like more of like a whiter color, but it's just as illuminating. It is so nice. Like, I just love it. You can see that. So it makes a big difference underneath makeup. I think it makes my skin look really pretty and dewy. And then the third one is also a dupe, but the third one is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Anybody that has larger pores, especially like in this area, I've used this on like other people and I absolutely love it. So the thing is, you get so much of it. Like, you can see, I think you can kind of like see how much I've already used of it. But the reason why I like it is it's a dupe for something very expensive, which is the Tatcha Silk Canvas. And so this is like, I got the little one, but the consistency in this, like, this is literally the exact same product. Things I don't like about this is I don't like the consistency. Like, I don't like having to use my finger to put this on and like dig into it to put it. But the nice part is that the thickness of it really like you know, fills in those pores. That's the purpose of it. You know, between the 3 though, the one I kind of go to for like every day, whether I'm using it daytime, if I'm using it under like a CC cream, if I'm using it under high-end foundation like a Pat McGrath, always go to is, I'm gonna go with the PIXI. I think that this one is so good. It's so illuminating. You can 100% just wear it over your moisturizer with no foundation on, and it's gonna be your winner. So the Grammy goes to this for primers from the drugstore. Unfortunately, I don't have one of the other ones that I wanted to talk about today, and that is the e.l.f. sponges. So it was between the e.l.f. sponges and the Real Techniques, and I would say that between the two, my Grammy goes to the Real Techniques. I've been using the Real Techniques beauty sponges for probably 3 or 4 years now. I just love them. I usually buy them in the pack. I keep them really clean, and they just don't feel like they're breaking apart. I think that's the really nice part. The other one that I kind of showed in another video is I have the one that's like very microfibery. I don't even know if that's the right word, but it's just super fuzzy, and I use this to like set under my eyes. Those are like my favorite beauty sponges. I've tried several color correctors, and the only reason why I'm discussing color correctors is because I use a color corrector every single day. If I'm putting on a foundation, I always color correct because I have really dark circles under my eyes, and if I do not color correct and I just put a foundation on, it actually looks really gray under my eyes. So I always have to color correct. I can skip concealer, but I cannot skip color correcting for myself. And it's the NYX Dark Circle concealer corrector, and it's in medium. So you kind of have to use your finger, or you use like a thin brush or something, but I love this stuff. I've used almost half of it already. Love it. I have zero complaints. The consistency is beautiful. It doesn't get under my fine lines. I actually have it on right now, and you can see that I do have like fine lines under my eyes, but they don't cake under there, which is really important to me. No other competition with this thing. It's just the Grammy goes for color corrector, goes to this one by NYX Cosmetics. I just love it. Okay, and then moving on to foundation. So I try a lot of drugstore foundations. It's always nice to keep a drugstore foundation. I feel like drugstore foundations have really stepped it up, and it's not recent. I won't say that it's recent. I would say in the last like 7 years, drugstore foundations are on a whole nother level. But drugstore foundations, like, there is no way that a person cannot find their favorite drugstore foundation. You do not have to spend like a ton of money to get the same look that somebody that's buying their foundation from Sephora or Bloomingdale's or somewhere. You can get the same exact look using a drugstore foundation. And the reason why I like to keep drugstore foundations is I also have like the really high-end stuff that I love, but there's no purpose. Like, I work from home, and sometimes like I only leave my house to like go to the gym, go to the store, or go to like out with a friend or whatever. And it's not that I don't like to use my really high-end stuff, but I also like to save my high-end stuff for like if I am going out with friends, or if I am going to like a wedding or an event or on vacation or something. One is the COVERGIRL Vitalist Healthy Elixir, and I'm in the color 755. This has vitamins, and it also has an SPF of 20 in it, which I really like. But I will say that it's not one of those foundations with an SPF where you get that like light reflection back. I've taken a lot of pictures in it. The second one is the L'Oreal Infallible up to 24-hour fresh wear. The L'Oreal Infallible looks like. And then the third one is by Maybelline, and this is the Maybelline Urban Cover Full Coverage Protective Makeup Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50. But I will say that the SPF in it makes it really thick. If you like a thick foundation, which I do, don't get me wrong, it's almost like a CC cream. So this is more of a CC cream. I wouldn't say it's full coverage. I think that it's more of a foundation that you're gonna wear during the day. You're not gonna wear it to like a wedding or an event or somewhere at night. The Infallible 24-hour, this one was great. I don't dislike it, but I have to say that in foundations, I have to put both of these next to each other, I'm gonna choose this one. But it just is the way, it's like the all over effect, right? Like, it's the one that I'm wearing currently. It's the one that I'm gonna have up in a video soon. It just is so luminous. It feels like there's nothing on my skin. It doesn't cause any kind of irritation. This one feels high-end. Like, this one literally feels like they could charge $60 for this foundation, and I would probably still buy it. I just absolutely love this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir. Concealers. Let's start with concealer. The first one is the Maybelline New Instant Age Rewind, and I know that a lot of people love this one. I mean, I've been using, this is probably like my third, I want to say my second tube actually. I don't love the applicator, I'll be honest. I think that it's a little gross because you keep using it like over and over again. I think like bacteria kind of traps in these things if you don't clean it. Like, so my other two look really similar to each other, and it's the L'Oreal Infallible Wear, and then the other one is the e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. Look at this, like their brushes look exactly the same, the product looks exactly the same, the colors look exactly the same. Look at that. And I have to say that both of these are major dupes for the Tarte Shape Tape, and that the Grammy for concealers from the drugstore goes to e.l.f. I love the e.l.f. one. I use it so much, and I have to say that because the only reason why I like this one over this one is the price. It's cheaper. I've tried several of them. I've used powder ones and I've used stick ones, and it comes down to only one of them, and that's the one that I've shown in my other video, and that's the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. It kind of looks like this, and I kind of use it like all over to kind of just like warm up my face. Absolutely love it, can't really complain. I also have the Fenty one, and I have to say, like, they are like literal dupes for each other. Like, you're gonna spend way more at Sephora buying this. This is an excellent drugstore one. I use it all the time. I travel with it as well. So, you know, hands down, Grammy goes to this one. There's only two that I like from the drugstore. One of them is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and you get like quite a bit in there. And it kind of looks like that. I think they have like 3 or 4 different colors, so it's nice because it's not like a white color. It actually you know, is the color of your skin, and it is very nice. I won't say that it's like as nicely finely milled as some other like high-end setting powders, but this can be used like all over your face. The other one is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. I've used a ton of this stuff. You get so much of it as well. You can see it's like totally spilling over. I really like this one as well, but I have to say that, you know, if I had to choose one, it would have to be the one that a lot of people have also recommended. It's the one I always reach for, and it's the Maybelline Fit Me in the light medium. The first one is the MILANI Baked Blush, and it's in Bella Rosa, and I just love this. I mean, it's super bouncy, it's so pretty. You get a little brush. I mean, this isn't a really bright color, and they're really pigmented, so you have to be a little bit careful. And I have to say that it's kind of like a dupe for these like new MAC blushes that have come in that are like also kind of dome shaped and bouncy. The second one, and this is the MILANI Coral Grove Powder Blush, and I really like this one too. They're like in a little rose. I have another color in this as well. I think I have like more of like a mauve color that I really like in this as well. And then the third one is the e.l.f. Blush Palette. And I would have to say that my Grammy 100% has to go to this. I mean, I've had this thing for, I want to say 2 or 3 years now. I've bought it for people. I've recommended it to people. I absolutely love this palette. They are so pigmented. It's currently what I'm wearing like right now, and my Grammy goes to my e.l.f. drugstore. The first one is the e.l.f. Baked Blush in Pinktastic. Looks like this. It is really nice, but it's very pretty. This one I like because it's the pink and the gold, and you get a really nice like peachy pretty color. The second one is the L'Oreal Match Lumi Shimmerista. I really like this one because I found that it's the perfect dupe for my NARS Orgasm Illuminating Loose Powder, which I love this stuff. I use this so much. I love rose gold highlighters. It's what I'm currently wearing. So, you know what? My Grammy for drugstore highlighter 100% goes to this. So for brows, this is going to be really quick and perfect as well. Mostly because I've tried so many different products, and I didn't even nominate any other products because I just don't like any other products. I've used the brow pencils, I've used the gels, I've used the wands and everything, but when it comes to drugstore, there is only one that I love, and that is the e.l.f. Dip Brow. It looks like this. Open it. It's like this, and it is the perfect dupe for the Anastasia Dip Brow. I mean, this is the Anastasia Dip Brow, super expensive. Looks like this, and look at that. Exactly the same. It works exactly the same. You know, a product to fill in your brows, I'm gonna call it that, is the e.l.f. I love this stuff. So I have a lot of drugstore favorites when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. This is the Makeup Revolution Rose Gold Chocolate Palette. I really like this. I feel like I use it quite a bit. It's super pretty. The colors are really nice. It really compares to like some high-end stuff. I do really like it. I got this one at Ulta, so I'm gonna consider it part of drugstore even though it's at Ulta because it's more affordable than like a $60 palette. And this is the Avant Pop 10 color palette. Really like this one too. Actually has really nice colors that are not in some of my other palettes, and that's also a reason why I like them. And you can see like I've dug into pretty much all of these colors. They all are like scuffed throughout. I know there's like this like really purpley color that I don't really have in any of my other palettes. It looks white on camera, but it's actually like a really nice bluey purpley color. I have this MILANI palette that looks like this. I think they still sell this one. I really like this. I used to travel with this a lot when I used to go on like overnight business trips and stuff, but it's one of my favorites. I think it comes in some other colors as well. I have this one right here, which is the ColourPop Sweet Talk Pressed Powder Palette, and I had to include a ColourPop palette because ColourPop deserves way more recognition than they get, because I know you can only really buy it at Ulta or online, but they are so affordable and their products are amazing. And so I had to give this one recognition because I would be lying if I told you that I don't reach for this palette all the time. Like, and the thing I like about it is that you have a variety of colors, right? So you've got your pressed glitters, you've got your mattes, and then you've got some shimmers, and the colors are so complementary. So I had to kind of like really include this, and I think it's very affordable, and they have so many different colors in the same type of palette. So this is kind of like a shout out to that brand that I love it. I know you guys are like, are you ever gonna end? Like, how many eyeshadow palettes do you have? The Maybelline New York Lemonade Craze. Oh, I love this palette so much. I have traveled with this palette so much. You can see it's like all dug in there. If I do like weekend trips when we go to Tampa or to my parents' house, like this is always a palette that I love to take. Same as the ColourPop, it has the pressed shimmers, it has some mattes, it has some nice like brow bone colors. So I love this one so much, and I love that these are so compact. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Urban Decay like Game of Thrones palette, that like big rectangular thick thing, and yes, I travel with that. I know I'm crazy, but like, do you know how much easier it is to travel with this in a duffel bag? But I have to say that despite all the nominees, the Grammy for the favorite drugstore eyeshadows have got to go to these e.l.f. eyeshadows. I am obsessed with these. I can't even tell you guys how obsessed I was. You know, the first time that I heard about these or saw the YouTube video, I went out like 30 minutes later to go get them. That's how crazy I was to go get them, because I was like, first of all, you get 4 colors for $3. These are $3, you guys. So the one I have on my eyes right now is in the color Berry Bad. And it's like these really pretty pinky colors, and you can kind of see that I have these shimmers. They're just so pretty. They're pigmented. They don't have a lot of fallout. You know, even if you don't wear eyeshadow and you're just trying to learn how to wear eyeshadow, buy these. $3, you can't go wrong. They're perfect, which is the reason why they win the Grammy for eyeshadow. I would say that the one that I've been using the most recently is the one by e.l.f., which is the No Budge Retractable Liner. Just looks like this. Or the other one is the Maybelline Long Lasting Drama Matte. I really like this one. I will say that this one's a little bit more drying, maybe because it's like matte, but my nominee for my drugstore Grammy goes to the e.l.f. one. I have liquid liners. I have a couple that I love. I love the NYX matte one. That's the one that I always go to. Or the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. But I have to say, out of the two, that if I had to choose one that I love, or the one that the Grammy goes to, it would have to be the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. And I say that because it fits all three categories for me. So I love a dark matte liner, and that, you know, both of them does. The NYX one does too. However, this one has the felt tip, and the thin felt tip makes a huge difference for me. It's so easy to just glide on and put on my liner. The NYX one, if you like a brush, it has a brush, which I think is a little bit more difficult for me to put on my liner with, which is why we tried and true, Wet n Wild. I love it. This has got to be like my second or my third one. I always use a primer with it, and I love the Voluminous Primer by L'Oreal. This one's really, really good. Other honorable mentions that fit the nominations of this to win this Grammy is the MILANI Highly Rated mascara. And then I've also got the Essence I Love Extreme Craze Volume Mascara. And then lastly, I have the Maybelline Lash Sensation. And I would say that for myself, I love the Maybelline Lash Sensation. It's like, I really like the plastic brushes instead of like the really bristly ones, because the plastic brushes for some reason like really coat a lot better for me. So I'm gonna say that my Grammy, drugstore Grammy, goes to this Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Effect Fan Mascara. I have a couple that I really like, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't have a matte lip from the drugstore, and that's because I know everybody's gonna be like, but I don't wear a lot of matte lipsticks. I don't know what it is. I'm just not the biggest fan of matte lipsticks. I don't like that they're drying on my lips. I buy a lot of like drugstore lipsticks, but the ones that I've bought, and I would say in 2020, is the ones that I've kind of included here. So the first one is a ColourPop one. Absolutely love this one. It's called Just a Tint by ColourPop. This one is so freaking perfect, and it makes your lips look so pretty and juicy, and I feel like it would be so perfect for spring and summertime. Second one I absolutely love, and you know, this one, oh, I feel like I wore this quite a bit. It's so pretty. Maybelline Shine in Spicy Mauve. Well, let me tell you something about lipsticks. If anything says mauve, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I'm a sucker for that word, but it's really shiny too. It's just really, really pretty. I wear this color a lot. I've worn it a lot recently, and people are like, oh, what are you wearing? Like, is it Huda? And I'm like, no, it's Maybelline. So the color I'm wearing right now on my lips would have to be the winner for the drugstore Grammy when it comes to lips, and that's because ever since I bought this color, I've been wearing it, I would say 2 to 3 times a week. I just love it so much. It's actually much lighter now just because I've been like, you know, filming this video and talking so much. It's been kind of coming off. It's not like a long lasting lipstick or anything. I like it because it just makes my lips look really like nice and juicy, and just, it's very flattering. L'Oreal, it looks like this in this clear packaging. It's called Watermelon Plump Color Rich Plump and Shine, and it has like this like minty, like mint eucalyptus oil or something in it, because it makes my lips feel a little bit tingly. It's very minty, and it just looks really nice. So I kind of want to put it on so that you guys can kind of see. And you can see it's super nice. It's so flattering. I really like it. It looks like I just put gloss on, but it's not sticky at all. Setting sprays, especially because I live in Florida. It is humid. Nobody has time for your makeup to move. And I have two favorites when it comes to makeup. So I'm going to say the first one is the PIXI Glow Mist with argan oil and all that good stuff. And this is, you know, the higher end of a makeup setting spray because it's a little bit more expensive. I think you can also like only find it at Target. Second one is the L'Oreal Lumi Shake and Glow mist, and this is the one that I'm currently wearing on my skin. And I think that like the drugstore Grammy for makeup setting sprays has got to be this L'Oreal Lumi, and it's because it just has a really, really nice fine mist. So yeah, that is it. So thanks guys. I really hope that you enjoyed my first episode series of drugstore Grammys. I didn't really know what to call it, but it was really fun kind of like going through this. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a really long time. So, you know, I'd love a thumbs up if you like the video. You know, comment below if you have any other suggestions, and definitely subscribe because there'll be a lot more content coming out. Thanks guys.